Good evening everybody, it's your Martin Millett here. Hope you're going well. I've completed a couple of good milestones in this past month. 4 years in London, 4 years on my job. I've stayed in London now for 6 months without leaving Greater London Circle or City of London, or just going outside of London. And today, really significant day, not just the anniversary of the first time I met my cousin in the East Midlands, but 6 months today of being sober. 6 months of sobriety. Yes, I can finally get that coin from Alcoholics Anonymus to say that I've done 6 months of sobriety. Now the truth is, I have never ever in my entire life ever considered myself to be an alcoholic. I have drank alcohol throughout parts of my adult life, but it has never been a burden on me. Alcoholism has always been a burden on others around me, whether it's either my parents, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, or my friends. I have always looked down at drunkenness and intoxication as antisocial. You see, I did not touch my first alcoholic drink until I was 18 years and 1 day. My mum said, "Oh, it's your 18th birthday, here, try a bit of scotch." I tried scotch and I thought it was disgusting. And I did not have another alcoholic drink again until I was 22, when I would go out and about in Sydney town with my Australian passport, getting in to the bars and pubs and asking for a small serving of Bailey's or Kahlua. I wanted to become a bartender, but at this Mexican restaurant I work at, the Uruguayan owner had to be a total prick, and he wouldn't give me the chance to work in the bar. I hated the living hell out of him, and there were days I would want to kick the crap out of him because he was a foreigner, and I really despised being foreign people telling me how to do my job. But then one day my mum said to me, "Martin, I'm quite glad that you're not a bartender, because I just saw a mechanic drinking a can of Coke, and I criticised him for drinking the can of Coke. And the mechanic says, this is better than what I was drinking in the past, being a bartender, having too much alcohol." So, I despised beer. I was always not a fan of beer until my 30s. Wine. Couldn't stand wine. First had white wine, with this lady when I was age 29, thought this is quite good. But it was always to do with spirits. Spirits was my choice of drink. I always had to look upon spirits. I always preferred the spirits over beers and wine. There was this one night, New Year's Eve 2013, where basically, I went to a party, ate too much food, went into the city to see the fireworks, went back to the party, and then I sampled so many different types of alcohol. By the time I'm walking home in the night, I threw up outside Crestwood Reserve. I threw up because A, I've tried too much alcohol, or B, I've had too much food. And then I told myself, I am never going to get drunk again. But you see, some people only takes one drink to feel intoxicated. You'll just have one drink and you'll feel drunk. And I always told myself, no, I am not going to be drunk. On the holidays, every time I leave the United Kingdom, I tend to drink more alcohol abroad than I do in home. I do not like going to the pubs to have a pint. The pints are so expensive. You would save money if you just went to the corner shop and bought yourself a can of Foster's, or a can of lager, or a can of whatever you like. It was in Serbia where basically I pretty much had a beer every day, along with some meat. And then by the time I came back from my holidays, I decided, okay, maybe I will not have any alcohol for the next 14 days while I'm in quarantine. So I did my 14 days in Wales, stopped off in Liverpool on the way to see a friend of mine, and then went back to London for the blood test. My usual blood test to check up on my health. The doctor says to me, "Oh, you've got raised liver enzymes, Martin." Can you tell me what do you think about that? And I said, well, I had been drinking overseas more than I did at home, and I was eating too much meat. And she's kind of worried that people in my part of London have fatty liver problems. So I said, look, I will not drink any alcohol for the next month or so. Give me another test. I do another test when I've had no alcohol for 2 months. Still raised liver enzymes. And I'm about to get my blood test taken again in the middle of next month. And I'm hoping that these liver enzymes have been lowered because I've not had any alcohol and I've not had any meat. Looking back in the past, I had a bit of a spazz meltdown to a lot of my relatives of mine. I despised them because they were alcoholics. I despised them because they were smokers. I despised them for hating heavy metal. And I just said to them one day, you guys are all just a bunch of wankers who disgust me, and I'm so glad I don't smoke. I'm so glad I'm not an alcoholic. I'm so glad I'm not going to become a father and all. And they all thought to me I was mentally ill. Because they thought, why would somebody call their own relative a wanker? Or why would somebody call their own cousin who doesn't want them living in London a tool, and his own wife, you know, the B word? I basically made an effort in life that people related to me can be alcoholics, they can be smokers, but if they die before my time, I can't feel any pity on them. Because, growing up, my brothers and I, we were all asthmatics. We all had to be hooked up to nebulizer machines before getting on planes to go to New Zealand to visit our aunts and uncles. So why can't people look back at my own brothers, my own I, and realise us boys nearly died of asthmatic? And all you people out there are being smokers and alcoholics and wankers and jerks and disrespectful people. So, I just want to say to you all, I am not a Muslim, I am not a Mormon, I am not a Seventh-day Adventist, I am not a Jehovah's Witness, I'm not any of that, I'm not part of any religion that forbids alcohol. I'm basically a Christian. I'm a Christian man who wants to live the rest of his life sober. So, if you are out there, you're struggling with alcoholism, I will think of you, I will pray for you. You can turn your life around. Get rid of the booze. Be smart. Stick to water. Stick to non-alcoholic drinks. Try and avoid fizzy drinks because that affects your teeth. But always remember that fruit squeezed naturally has natural sugar. I'm Martin the Melthead. Stay sober, stay strong, stay healthy. I'm over and out.